Hey, Sid, thanks for a few minutes this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
If you have a question for Cedric, just hit the raised hand button and we will get over to you momentarily. And Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Hey, Sid, just when you guys were looking through the film of the Notre Dame game, kind of what were some things that stood out that needed to be corrected?
Can you say that again? Can you speak up?
Yep, sorry. When you looked at the game film from Saturday night, what were some things as a defense that needed to be corrected?
I think the biggest problem was we weren't as assignment pride as I thought that we should have been. I think I think everybody kind of took their turns, in some plays kind of like not being in the right spot. And it showed, giving up 44 points, but we just got to go in and look at the film, correct these things and get back to work.
Is that a matter of communication? Is that inexperience, chemistry? What would you attribute that to?
Well, I think I contribute honestly a lot of it just to Notre Dame and their coaching and the athletes that they got over there. They give a lot of sets, some that are harder to guard than others, by formation. And so I think they definitely made it a bit more challenging, for us to defend them.
Thank you.
CL Brown, go ahead.
Hey, Cedric, I'm asking this question for Patrick Welter. He's having some mic problems, but what do you think about Wake Forest's, undefeated record coming into this game? And I know it's not in a conference game, but what do you think about, possibly spoiling their season by, giving them a first defeat?
I think Wake Forest has been having a great season. I think they've had a very effective offense, passing the ball. Sam Hartman and those receivers have done a really good job this year. But Wake Forest is a game that's always circled on our calendar. That's an in-state game. We always want to win that game. So we're definitely excited, for them to be coming in here, undefeated. And we definitely want to make a big statement, this weekend and spoil it.
Thanks.
Ross Martin, go ahead.
Hey, Cedric, what is the morale like right now with the defense? I mean, it just seems like in back-to-back games, this hasn't been what y'all expected to do. So just kind of wondering how y'all are feeling as a team, as a unit, and how that's going with the coaching staff.
I mean, me personally, I feel good. I'm always confident in my guys and in my teammates. What happens, I've seen us play at a very high level at times, and I believe we can get back to that, to playing at that level. So just continue to believe in my guys, continuing to dive in and watching film and trusting the game plan and executing the game plan as best as we can.
And a quick follow-up. It's news now, 2 more players in the transfer portal. So I just wondering your opinion of how that what are the conversations like among the team when players leave the team mid-season like this?
I mean, most players on the team respect, other players' decisions. We're all pretty close on the team. We all, understand that, some things might be better for them. So I understand, where my team is coming from. I fully support them and their decisions. And yeah.
Okay, we'll close up with Cedric from Adam Smith.
Sid, wanted to ask you about, you guys still have work to do to become bowl eligible, which I'm sure that's a goal, something you wanted to accomplish. Is that something you guys, talk about routinely or occasionally? Is that just part of your everyday conversation? And do you feel, I don't know, maybe a sense of urgency or concern there about getting there?
Yeah, it's definitely a goal of ours, to become bowl eligible. I think, as far as just, just talking to my teammates, we're definitely, kind of urgent and see what we have ahead of us and understand that we got to be flying on all cylinders if we think we can even make a bowl game this year. So, just kind of understanding that and, just taking that and applying that, and hopefully we can move on in a positive direction so we can meet those goals.
When you're studying Wake Forest as a defender, do you find yourself, I don't know, taking more notes just because that offense is a little unconventional with the RPO mesh? Like, is that something that you study longer or harder, or does it occur to you while you're watching, like, man, this is different than what we see on kind of a weekly basis?
Yeah, it's definitely different, but if I'm being honest with you, I think every team kind of brings their own spice and their own flavor kind of every week. That is very different. So I think it really won't be no different. They definitely have a different offense than more others, like you said, with the RPO mesh and kind of the patience that they have with that mesh. And so we just gotta take it, come up with a game plan and execute it to the best we can to stop that.
Thanks, man.
Okay, Cedric, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.